All right, down here, the bottom right-hand corner of the map, Antigua Shipyard, we have our red Terran player from Empire. It's Koss. His opponent here in the upper left-hand corner from TT Esports is our blue Protoss player, the one and only White Raw.
And it has been a while since we've seen White Raw in the winner's circle, so to speak. Obviously, winner of IPL 2, which made us all very happy. Everyone is a White Raw fan inside.
Everyone is. Like, you can claim that you're not a fan of him, but you are. You really are.
I mean, look at the picture on the live report thread. Does that look like a loser to you? That is a baller in a suit. So I really love watching White Raw play. Always something interesting. Macro games, cheese games, timing pushes. He does everything. He does all of it pretty consistently well. And he always has, a few games. I remember, I think IPL 4, he almost beat Marine King in one of the group matches.
I remember when because he won on this map, I think it was one of the games, and then he went nuts. Like, he was pumped up and almost had that third game.
Yeah, so, I mean, still a lot of fire left in White Raw. See what he's able to do against Koss. So this is kind of a battle of Ukrainian brothers.
Yeah, well, we'll see here now as I just want to mention that we're at 2 minutes and neither player has a proxy structure down across the map.
Yeah.
Because 4 of the 6 games we've casted today have involved proxies.
And both game ones. So,
yes.
Obviously, Bly has been taking the thunder out of Ukraine a little bit lately. He's kind of, with that second place finish to his teammate Nurcio, he's representing Ukraine well. But Ukraine has always had many, many good players. And we have a Nexus first.
Yep. 17
Nexus for White Raw.
And, yeah, not too bad usually to try and pull it off on this map, especially because Koss is he's not likely to do something like a 2 racks opening push. So, I mean, it's a good read on what Koss is likely to do.
Yeah, Koss generally, he does both bio and mech, but usually 1 racks expand, and it's exactly what he's doing right now. It looks like it is going to be a 1 racks expand from him. So White Raw completely safe, Koss completely safe, and we'll see exactly where they want to go from here. I'll be interested to know if with all of the, tons and tons of people going siege tanks, even against Protoss sometimes, exactly what Koss chooses to do. I would expect that when Koss sees this, he could go for that 3 command center style of play into just mass racks and then bio power from there on out. The Tasia build.
Yeah, exactly. As he sees that very early expansion, he sees the gateway's not even done yet, and he should have a pretty good idea of what he wants to do, and he is actually choosing to put down his second barracks right away. Yeah, so that's interesting. So maybe a little bit more pressure, less macro intensive. It even, like, obviously I call it the Tasia build, but tons of Terrans are now going for that quick 3rd command center when they scout a Nexus first from Protoss, which is not a bad idea. And then we've even seen some Protoss react, well, he's probably going for a 3rd CC, so I'm just going to build a 3rd Nexus. I mean, all sorts of those kind of mind games. But it looks like we are going to have 2 base versus 2 base here. Oh, wow. And I don't know. White Raw does see it. So he's going to try to pick off the SCV, and I think he'll be able to do it because the Marines are still a little far off. That's a little bit of a mistake by Koss. If he had put that just a little bit further back, he actually would have gotten that bunker up, and that would have put a lot of pressure to White Raw. There is a Stalker coming up now. Looks like this the Zealot may actually take quite a bit of damage. Looks like it finishes off the bunker, though, before anything else. Successfully gets canceled, but it's still 25 resources lost. White Raw doing a nice job, though, to make sure he comes back and tries to pick off these Marines before they can do too much. 1 probe is taken out, but the SCV had already fallen, too. So Koss, nice job microing here to try and take out the Zealot, but now that there's that Stalker overhead, it's going to be a lot more difficult. Yeah, so that was a really good trade for White. Oh, nice. He didn't even lose the Zealot, so he lost 1 probe in exchange for a canceled bunker, 3 Marines, and a kill SCV. So very, very good trading, and he's up by 10 supply. Not a huge advantage, but early in the game it's pretty good, as we have Koss going for a concussive Marauder Marine build on 2 racks. He'll go up to 4, I'd expect. Oh, wow, actually very, very quick engineering bay. God, this game is going on so long. Why isn't it done yet? God, man, I have a train to catch. These macro games right now. It's just we've combined for we've had a total of combined 15 minutes or 18 minutes or something like that for the past set. So it was this is already proving to be quite long compared to that. So White Raw going for his robotics facility before additional gateways. Tells me that he wants to try and get in and scout what his opponent is doing. And then he's also going for double forge afterwards. Robo double forge with 3 gates. So a lot going on for White Raw. And we have a lot of pressure coming from Koss. White Raw is really going to need those buildings to finish up because, yeah, Koss is going for
pretty aggressive build. He is building a factory also, so factory after 2 racks. Pretty quick.
Did you see what White Rod just did there too? He gets up to the gas so he can get one more shot. That's all he wants is one more shot to give him just a tiny advantage.
Yep.
You know, if no Medivacs were going to hit with that little timing push.
Yeah, and they're 1-1 upgrade. So White Rod going for upgrade heavy build. Probably won't see Colossus at least for a little bit. Going for the Immortals. We'll see exactly if Koss is going to expand, if he's going to put some pressure. He did take the middle of the map so that he can, you know, control flow of information a little bit better. And Koss is going for a very, very early starport. This build isn't as common as it used to be because a lot of times if a Protoss gets an early blink, it can completely shut down this build and they can just kill your dropships and then kill you right away. But against what White Rod's doing, which is Colossus, which is why this build works, the dropships do a ton of damage because the Protoss doesn't really have an army that can kill 2 Medivacs full of units.
All right, and White Rod's totally investing into his infrastructure right now. Of course, his upgrades are very good, and he's going to have all his tech in place, so if he's given time to just sit back and macro up. Koss is worried about DTs. Wow. White Rod can throw in a lot of DTs from time to time.
Has Koss even scouted White Rod's base yet? I don't actually think he has.
I don't think so.
No, so he really doesn't know what he's doing, so that's why it's prompting the missile turret. This really could be anything. Koss has no idea. He hasn't used this. He's not concerned enough to use a scan, but he is concerned enough to build a missile turret at the top of his ramp.
And the Observer actually checks out the whole army there, so the Stalker should know. Yeah, and he is going to back up. Good job picking off just 1 unit.
That Stalker has gotten quite a few cheap kills. Look at it, there's 4 kills on it. It's gotten 2 Marines. It got a fleeing Marine early on. Not bad work for it.
No, not at all. Is there a Twilight Council?
No, he's a little bit late on that, and it looks like he's about to build it with that probe. Oh no, he built another gateway instead.
He needs it soon, at the very least. Hopefully he'll get it. Of course, he's going up to more than likely 6 gates off these
There's
couple
the
of bases.
Twilight Council, so a little bit late, but not going to hurt him too much in the long run. And his first Colossus is out, but here is the Medivac full of stuff. White Rod picks up on it pretty early, and this is not really going to do very much damage at all. In fact, I don't even know if he lost a Zealot right there, and he kills a little over half of a Medivac.
Yeah, I mean, he's only lost 150 resources up to this point. At the same time, though, Koss is staging up some units through the front, making sure his opponent's just sitting on 2 bases. In addition, so no 3rd command centers or nexuses out of these guys yet. A little bit surprised. As Koss being driven back just a bit. White Rod finishing up these 6 gateways, though, and is moving into 2-2 upgrades.
I really like what White Rod is doing. He's leaving the Zealots in his base just in case there was a drop and he could follow in with a Warpin, and he actually has them in position. And he's moving out with a pretty scary force when that Colossus range happens, and there's no bunkers at Koss's front, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, he's a little bit vulnerable. He does have Vikings, but there are also enough Stalkers to kill those Vikings. Oh, but a huge drop in White Rod's base going on right now. He does have a Colossus in place, but he does not have enough gateway units, and that Colossus is going to get taken out very quickly. He's got to be careful with the 2nd Colossus as well.
No.
And he loses 1, he loses both Colossi.
That was
now
devastating.
He's going to lose a lot of probes. His army's still way out of position, and now he doesn't really even have a way to chase the Medivacs, and I think Koss might actually get 2 pylons so far, 3 pylons. He might go for a 4th, and he's going to get away scot-free.
Because all the Stalkers that were warping in were actually powered by that, and he does it again. Koss, what a good play.
Yeah, he just took down so many pylons and so much supply. White Rod was even in supply before that fight, and now he is down by 45 supply.
Wow, so a huge turn of events. I thought White Rod had a really nice push going, but now Koss is in complete control of this game. Can easily finish up his 3rd command center and lift it over. I'm actually not sure where that's being built.
Yeah, he actually built it over there. So yeah, he's built it close to the 3rd in an odd position so it wouldn't get scouted. White Rod is going for Charged Templar, but I don't know if it's going to matter. This is too late to transition into this. He had such a good army composition, but just got caught out of position there. 4 dropships worth of units made it so that he couldn't really base trade, and he couldn't get back into position fast enough. Didn't have blink on his Stalkers. Just not a very good series of events for him.
Yeah, even just losing the pylons themselves, that's so frustrating. And now he's forced to be on 8 gates off of just this base. Yes, he'll be able to take advantage of part of that with the relative cheap mineral cost of the High Templar and just dump gas into those, but still, he needs a lot to be able to battle back against this, even with 2-2 upgrades.
Yeah, so he's going to have feedbacks on the Medivacs. He doesn't have charge, though. Ooh, pretty good force fields, though. He's actually going to cut off a lot of those units, but I just don't know if he has enough here in order to deal with it. He does manage to clean up everything that's on the high ground, and he does manage to force Koss back for a second.
It was a good engagement, but Kos actually has round 2 now and is starting to pick off those valuable units up towards the front. Is that Archon still alive? Yeah, it is. Sitting back at home wondering why it wasn't with the rest of the army.
Oh, but Whiter has to be careful not to over chase here because the reinforcements are coming. Can he get those last few hits on the medevacs? Yes.
It looks like he will. There's 2 medevacs there.
Yes, and he does, and he might get a 3rd.
He's really got to watch out because now he's in that position you were talking about.
He's cut off. He's over chase, and now this whole army is likely going to die.
Yep, last immortal standing. Bye-bye. Just a couple of stalkers left, and those are going to fall momentarily. And now Kos is at a significant advantage in this game, saturating that 3rd base. There's GG, game number 1, and what may actually be our longest game of the day goes to Empire Kos.
Yeah, so Wyra was actually in a pretty good position, but Kos with those 4 medevacs full of units managed to take down 2 Colossi, a bunch of gateway units, and 4 or 5 pylons, and stopping 2 rounds of warpins that would have prevented the medevacs from getting away. Very, very good move by Kos to get away scot-free with a giant amount of damage.
Okay, well, that's game number 1. We're going to go to a commercial break. When we come back, we'll have game number 2, which is going to be on Ohana, so don't go anywhere.